Brodes Media.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen tickets so cheap in my life. Well, Brodes, tell me the secret. Okay, TickPick. Go take a look at TickPick. Flyers, Sixers. What? $39? What? $34? Huh? We're sitting where? The 100 section? Listen to me right now. When it comes to tickets, there is one place to go. The amount of money you spend on your tickets, the little amount that you spend on your tickets will absolutely blow your mind. You have no excuse. Everyone talks about sporting events being expensive. Well, if you go to the wrong places, it will be. But that's why TickPick is the answer for you. Go ahead. Go to TickPick and use code BRODES10 for $10 off your purchase. That's right. Enjoy the show. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Oh, fuck you, Montreal. Fuck you. A win in a shootout. Wow. Okay. That was a big answer by this group. When Rick Tocchet, this early in the season, calls out your will, you need to win. Now, would I ever imagine in a million years it would go something like this? Up 3-0, Bobby Brink just dominates early on Zegras with the behind the bag pass to Cam York, 1T. Ew! And then somehow you blink, Vladar's allowing goals like he's Urson, not hugging the post. You know, Demidov, I don't know, I don't care. He comes down and rips it past Vladar. Oh! And then, out of all people, Grubekin. Oh, here's your first of the NHL career, baby. And you win in the shootout. Would I ever think it would go like that? No. And I was annoyed. And I was bothered. But you got to get 2 points. The coach demanded 2 points. He demanded a stylistic change as well. And he needed to see that with your eyeballs. And he needed to see that with the shots on net. And they were peppering Montreal all over the place. And you can make the argument that what Tocchet wanted could have been prettier if Vladar just had a better effort. Right? We talk about a shootout win. But if Vladar makes 2 of those saves, which he has all year long, then we feel even better about the victory with the same style of play from everybody on the ice except the netminder. Do you understand my point? But even though your goalie was shaky, I thought Vladar was better in the third, and he also was huge in the shootout. This Canadiens team, they win with 3-on-3 overtime all the time. You got nasty speed out there. Cole Caulfield. Ew. But credit to the Flyers. I thought they did a good job of possession sometimes. They started out with a lot of possession with 3-on-3. Then it shifted back the other way. Then they played the game with possession a bit more towards the back half of the overtime period. And that's not easy to do on the road in a building like that against a team with that much skill. And you know where I thought the turning point of this game actually was? You ready for this? Delorier's fight. And the reason why I think that's important is you're down 4-3 after blowing a lead, a big lead. That second period made me sick. I was pissing out my ass of diarrhea because it was just horrendous hockey. And you're facing one of the biggest tough guys in the league, and you drop them. That last right hook dropped him. And the Bell Center, which is filled with fire, calmed down. And the switch didn't flip instantly for the orange and black. I'm not making it seem like the second that fight happened, the Flyers had a surge, they scored 3 goals, they walked away with the win, and what a momentum shift. But for a few minutes there was a weird feeling. That was enough of a weird feeling to put the game on pause. And when the game gets put on pause, you can establish yourself again. And Grebenkin, of all people, wow, just amazing. But truth be told, I think I buried the lead. Because the lead for me is Trevor fucking Zegras. This guy is like porn when you're watching hockey. That shootout goal was Patrick Kane in his fucking prime. Coming in so nonchalant, all poor, barely even. I couldn't even visualize it. I couldn't even see him. Wow! Oh! Ew! And let me tell you something. Trevor Zegras. This version of Trevor Zegras is everything Anaheim ever wanted. It's everything the league thought he could be when he was placed on the cover of an NHL video game. This is a franchise player. What he did in the first period, with that pass to Cam York, nobody's making that pass. No one's making that pass. He's clearly playing with confidence. He's in a groove. He had a play. It didn't result in anything. He tried to shoot the puck short side. The goalie was there. But it was the way he accepted the pass. He puts it in between his legs and skates, and then he drives the net a little bit. He drives the goal line area. Tried to squeak it in short side. Didn't work. Okay, whistle, offensive zone draw. But just the way he's thinking, the arrogance, the confidence, the cockiness, the right amount of it all, the work ethic. It looks to me like a guy who accepted the challenge of a new era for him. I don't know if it's because he hated people in Anaheim. I don't know if it's because this is a hockey market and it's a huge difference. I don't know what it was. I don't know if he just had so much belief in himself that he wasn't going to allow for his career to go into the dumps, and he had to make a name for himself, and he realized his back was against the wall with his career, and this is it. This is the chance. This is the moment. This is the spot. This is the city. This is the time for him, and he just accepted that challenge. I'm not sure what it was. But holy hell, you could make the argument that without him, this is a clusterfuck and a nightmare. For all the positives we say about this team, if there's no Trevor Zegras, this is terrifying, horrific. Which is sad because that sort of puts the pressure and the focus on number 39. And there are some out there that look at that game against Montreal and they say, Brodes, if Coots could bury, or if Dvorak could bury, instead of looking up at the lights going, what the hell? Then he could have 2 assists on the board. And yes, his teammates had some nice chances that they didn't score on. But I don't walk away from that game thinking, man, Matty Mitchkov, he's close. Did he make a couple of good passes? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm not discrediting those passes. I'm not discrediting the feeds. He is a good playmaker, and he does have good vision, and that's part of his craft. So I don't want to diminish that. But there's a certain look to a game. For example, I just brought up how Zegras entered the zone. There was pop, right? There's awareness. When the puck's on his stick, you go, whoa. Matvei Mitchkov, to me, may have a shift or 2 or 3 where I like what he does, and the tiny details of the sport is extremely important to the success of a team. But even within those nice couple of passes, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And there was even a quote from Rick Tocchet. Was this 2 days ago? I'm losing track of the days here. But here it was. November 4th. Today's the 5th. So it was yesterday. Rick Tocchet on Matvey Michkov. Team first, right? The staff works with him all the time. There's certain things he's gotten better in the team game. When he plays left, he's actually gotten faster. Talking about left wing. If he does a few more things we ask, he will get more opportunities. So he referenced needing to do more things that the organization wants of him, and that will give him more of a leash, which implies they haven't been thrilled in areas. And he says he's certainly gotten better in the team game, meaning he was doing a lot of selfish things and not buying in the way that they wanted him to early in the year. It's a bumpy road. It's a bumpy road. But man, what a win. They needed that win. Owen Tippett. Talk about a disgrace. How many chances did this guy have? No one's even close. This guy flubbed one off the toe of his stick. I think the puck went into the right corner. He's 4 feet out. 4 feet out from the crease. Nobody's even close to him. He's stepping into one. This thing is flubbing to the corner. And you know what perfectly describes the Owen Tippett experience? I was texting a friend of mine, not the biggest hockey fan in the world, getting into the sport of hockey. And he's been tuning in on a night-to-night basis. And I got a text saying, who's 74? And I said, Owen Tippett. No response after that. I followed up during the commercial break, and I asked, why did you ask that? Is it because you like or because he bothered? And he said, he stands out to me sometimes. Again, not a trained hockey eye. But I actually believe that there's something to that, right? Here's someone who doesn't absorb the game and is trying to get into the game. So he's got an outside view looking in. And he go, hold on, man. Like, he's fast, his size, his speed. It's intriguing to him as someone who's trying to embrace what this game's all about. There's something to his skill set that hits a light bulb. And you go, whoa, 74. And he's right to have that. I think he was right to text me about 74. But he's also the most annoying player ever. And it's clear that when you look at the big picture of Owen Tippett, he's got all these things that make you erect. But as a hockey player, it never comes to fruition. And that's who Owen Tippett is. But I'll tell you what does come to fruition. When you finally get your hands on an Emilio cigar after listening to me tell you how great they are every single day. You're going to be out back one day after lighting one of these things up and you're going to go, oh my God, bro, this is amazing. It's coming right to fruition. See what I did there? Old school roots, new school attitude, locally owned. 3rd generation, made at Fabrica Oveja Negra, Nicaragua. Now, when I tell you an Emilio cigar is the only cigar to smoke, I mean that. And I actually read you this email during one of my recent Eagles show. But if you didn't listen, I want you to hear it now again. So I got this message from a phenomenal Sports Talk with Brodes listener. Hey, Brodes, I want to let you know I smoke cigars regularly, and I knew of Emilio cigars. I just never got a chance to get my hands on one, as I like to try a bunch of different styles. I have to say, I can't express enough how much I've enjoyed smoking these Emilios. I have bought a bunch in bulk, and I keep them handy. I have a group of friends that get together specifically to light up, and we all agree there's something magical about the Emilio brand and the factory out in Nicaragua. Thank you. Keep up the great work. And you got a loyal Emilio customer out of me. So when I tell you, the ones out there who are in the cigar game also understand the greatness of one Emilio. Just letting you know. And you can use promo code BRODES10 when you click the link down below in the description. You can go to their website. Check out all the options available for you. 10% off. Bada bing, bada boom. Who's your daddy? What's he do? All right, where do we go from here? Cutter Gauthier is dominating the league. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sad. Scored a hat trick last night. Guy's tied with the most goals in the NHL. I hate him, and I know that he is a reason why this failed, right? But I'm allowed, as a Flyers fan that is watching some of the offensive performances and the woes under Rick Tocchet so far, when I have to see Cole Caulfield, when I have to see Cutter Gauthier, I just have to accept it and shut my mouth. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth if you're mad at me for pointing out the facts. And the facts are, Cutter Gauthier, when you watched him play at Boston College, you knew, holy hell, this guy is ridiculous. He's ridiculous. And now he's doing it at the NHL level, and it's pissing me off. I'm not allowed to be pissed off. I don't know who to blame. I don't know who to yell at. I don't know who's at fault. I don't know. John Tortorella this, and Gauthier didn't want to speak to the all-time greats here, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. But I know this. I'd like to have the lead goal scorer in the NHL. How about that? Between him and Koko, you had 2 cracks at it. 2. You had 2 cracks at it. Now, I don't know where this goes, but for right now, he's one of the hottest names in the show. And so is Zegras. I'm happy for what we have. But let's not act like I can't be aggravated. Go scratch. Just need to get that off my chest. I like Bobby Brink. He ain't scoring Cutter Gauthier. I like Bobby Brink, though. How about Bobby? Come on. Shame on me for not giving the kid more love. I mean, this kid, you like the lamb twice in the first period. We were on Bobby Brink Hattie Watch. It goes Bobby Brink, Alex Ovechkin, Wayne Gretzky. One of the all-time clips. Every time he scores, my body starts shaking. And speaking of my body doing weird things, I'm not even making this up. The voices or the sounds that I made physically when Zegras scored in the shootout, you would have thought someone was getting murdered. You would have thought someone was getting decapitated. You would have thought someone was having the greatest sex of their life. You would have thought it was the best head ever in the history of the world you were receiving. Whatever it is, any combination of that, which are clearly extremes in regards to life experience. And one's death and the other is sex. But you combine all that together, and that's how I felt watching that shootout move. And in what world are we comfortable when it goes to a shootout? I normally cry in tears and agony and pain, but instead, I'm super stoked. Before we get to some audio here, though, my last thing, just with Vladar, the stinker, and he had a stinker previously. He was once leading the league as a goalie. I hate to be the guy telling you the bad news here. He ain't the best goalie in the league. So there's going to be an evening out period. The question is it red hot, super ice cold Urson style? Or is it just evening out and then we get a steady play? But I was never sold on Vladar. I was very happy when he started cooking early in the year. But now that we're playing games on a night-to-night basis, you're traveling, you're doing things of that nature, maybe reality hits. But we got to figure out what it is here. You know, is it going to be one of those things where, like, Vladar's good, but when you ask him to play too much, he's not that good. Then he's not good. I hate that. Then he's not good. And goaltending has always been a problem. And it makes the style that the Flyers played with today, or yesterday, I should say, with the pumping shots on net and all that, you view it differently because of how atrocious your goaltending was. And then I guess the question becomes, is this something they're going to live with every day? Their style, offensive, throw pucks on net all the time, 40-something shots, outshoot the opponent out the ass? Or is it going to be something where they continue to have 5 shots a period against Nashville, and this was just something Tocchet wanted to do to express what went down previously wasn't okay, right? Was this just him trying to call out his team to get a response, and then they go back to the norm, which is multiple years and data under Rick Tocchet, being a coach in the NHL, being at the bottom of the league in shots? If that's the case, then there's some substance to that, and that's what he does. So is this just I want to call them out, see if I get a response, and then we go back to what we normally do? Or is this what they want to continue to establish as a team? And it needs to be more, but that was a fun hockey. There was a moment in time, because Cooper DeJean went to that most recent home game, and people were making fun of it online all the time. He's trying to learn hockey, and this is his game that he goes to, and I'm like, this ain't a hockey game. Poor Cooper DeJean, right? He's going to go back and go, I hate hockey. And I was thinking, while watching the back and forth action, that crazy second period when the wave of the Montreal was just coming at you, I'm like, this is a hockey game. Like, this is the same team. It's the same Flyers team that's playing a fun game. Now, I don't always want it to be so wide open where you're giving up these crazy chances, but that was a fun, entertaining hockey. If I had no blood in the game and I threw on my NHL app and I dabbled through 10 o'clock games, 8 o'clock games, intermissions, I'm jumping through a Blues game against Dallas, or I'm jumping to an Ottawa Senators game versus, who knows, or Carolina, and you go, damn, dude, this is crazy. I can't keep my eyes off it. That's what it was. It's the same Flyers team that made me sick and nauseous with the worst hockey I've ever seen for about 9 periods so far. So who are they supposed to be? Who are they trying to be? What do they want to be? These are the type of things I'm trying to figure out, and I guess it just takes time to kind of get that answer. But speaking of answers, Rick Tocchet after the game, here's a few things of what he had to say after the win.
Some will for your team. Did you see that tonight?
Yeah.
The hell was that?
You know, there's a first period, and it's like obviously Montreal's a good hockey team. They came out, got their power plays in the second, and I like the resolve in the third. I think we held them to one chance in the third, and we had we talked about getting pucks to the net with people. We got 42 shots. So yeah, it was a good effort by everybody tonight.
The guys have talked a little bit about still trying to learn what you want them to do offensively. Sean Couturier just said that, tonight they simplified a little bit. Was that by design? Was that something you wanted them to do, or is that just something that sort of happened organically?
Well, we had a team meeting at the hotel last night to talk about it, about delivering pucks more with 2 people at the net, or within reason, I think. And they took the information and they applied it tonight.
You kind of called out the leadership group a little bit on Sunday. Sean on the very first shift, he chases down the puck, negates the icing, protects it, goes to the net, and you guys Bobby scores. Do you feel like he kind of maybe set the tone? Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like calling out. We just had 2 efforts that were inspiring. Tonight we were inspired. It's just, you're going to have those in 82 games, and you just got to recognize it and be accountable to it, and we were, all of us, even myself.
I love that. I didn't actually call him out. Huh? I was at the studio yesterday, and I ran into Ike before the afternoon show, and he goes, dude, that's a ballsy move by Tocchet this early in the year to call that out. And we didn't see what happened in Montreal yet, so we were discussing how the impact of that comment could pay off dividends or it could really hurt things. And I love the reason why I bring that up is I do think in hockey, you could push certain buttons like that, but there's also a reason why these coaches get recycled all the time, because they keep going back to that well and they probably do it too much, But I crack up because I wasn't calling them out. You weren't. See, the coach doesn't look at it as if he called them out. He just goes, well, we had 2 uninspiring games, and this was just me sort of, letting them know it was unacceptable. I wasn't calling anybody out. We weren't calling anybody out. Cooch, no, that was a great response by Cooch. See, I think if you're going to push them and give them hell in the media, the players in the locker room, which is what you did, when they respond like that, don't downplay it. Right? I would have liked Tocchet to say this. You're damn right. You're damn right. That's my cap. That's why he wears the C on his chest. He went out there. He set the tone. Bobby Brink gets on the board. Young players working his rear end off. Super exciting. But that all starts because of number 14. And I needed that. I needed my leadership group to really help us out here today. And we were uninspiring. I needed to be playing inspired. Our captain definitely emotionally led us to that, and physically as well, to give us a nice early lead in this game. See, I wouldn't downplay the push, but the reason why he downplays the push from the media, and when I say that, Rick Tocchet tried to push the team using the media. The reason why he downplays is because he's going to use it all the time and act as if it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal. You can't play that card all the time. You played the card and you benefited tonight. In a weird, strange way. It wasn't what you would have thought it would be, but you did get a response that you needed. Took a weird puck bounce. But, you know, the old Flyers would have probably cracked. You have this big lead. You lose it. You go down. You didn't lose it and then it was tied and then you won the game 4-3. You lost the lead, tied. Then we're down. Tied. And then won in a shootout and had to battle overtime against a team that historically this season wins a lot in overtime. So there's a lot of power in the way that happened. Here's what Trevor Zegras said postgame.
I mean, the first goal was kind of what we've been trying to get better at. Guys in front of the net with shots, and just got some good momentum going on the bench. And then obviously we had the 2 quick power play goals, which kind of gave us life. And then we knew that they were going to come back with a big push in the second. And I thought we did a great job keeping our composure and then tying it up, and then obviously taking it in the shootout.
How confident are you in the shootout?
Pretty confident. I feel like you have to be. I don't know. It's just something that I grew up. Something I was drawn to, and that's a big Patrick Kane fan, and he was always really good in the shootout. So.
I actually didn't know he referenced Patty Kane after. It's like I got an eye for puck. Let me tell you something. You may question a lot of things about me, wrongfully, but this trained eye for the game of a frozen pond, if you will, is just unmatched. What else is unmatched? Cannabis over at Camden Apothecary. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. When I go and smoke this cannabis from Camden Apothecary, I'm in love. I'm in awe. I'm in such appreciation that I can't even comprehend life. Phillies fans, game day is stressful enough. Parking, traffic, long lines, we've all been there. But when it comes to your cannabis, Camden Apothecary makes it easy. And they are only 5 minutes over the bridge. This is the dispensary for sports fans. Just minutes outside of Philly with plenty of free parking. You'll be in and out fast, no hassle, no waiting, and they don't just care about convenience. Camden Apothecary is all about the guest experience. Their staff makes sure you feel taken care of every time you walk in. Plus, they carry only the best quality cannabis at the fairest prices. So whether you're stocking up for the tailgate, the watch party, or celebrating a big win, you know you're getting the good stuff without overpaying. They even show love to the community with specials for fans, students, service members, and healthcare pros. Camden Apothecary, top quality cannabis, great prices, and an experience made for Philly fans 21 and up. You can tell them Brodes sent you, and you will get 10% off your purchase. So not only are you getting the best cannabis out there, but you're getting free money in your pocket as well just by saying, yo, Brodes, he told me to come here. Doesn't get much better than that. It does not. All right, let's go to the beautiful people out there in the streets, shall we? Let's go to the Anytime Hotline.
This is Richard from Toronto, Brodes. Longtime fan of yours. Good Flyers win, but my only negative is too many penalties, for one. And two, Tippett, man, that guy has the accuracy of a stormtrooper. Like, I get he's always on the play. I love that about him. I love that he gets off the rush. But if you don't hit the frickin' nets and stop shooting it, he gets all these chances, and it just seems to be just wide, or he fans on it, like, gets a little annoying. But Bedard, I know the scoreboard doesn't show it, but I thought he played really well. I thought the goals that did go in kind of weren't his fault. But overall, good win by the Flyers.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the call. I didn't like Vladar's game. They just had too many They had such a small shot amount. They allowed 4 goals. You look up, they have 8 shots, 9 shots, and look, the Demidov, I don't know. Bush was pronouncing his name a different way than I originally announced it, and I say Demidov, so whatever. But he came down the wall and just sniped. And maybe we realize down the road that's a Austin Matthews type shot. That's a, pure goal scorer goal, and he's going to do that to a lot of guys, right? Maybe it's one of those. But with that said, the Urson goal, I call it the Urson goal because it's not hugging the post properly, was that the one where Hudson came in and he made a shifty, nifty little move by the goal line and then passed it back, and maybe that created enough space? I don't know. I thought Vladar wasn't good until the very end. And he needed to be, though, at the end. You needed to be crisper. You needed to be cleaner. And there's something to be said about being in between the pipes and having a bad 40 minutes, but needing to have a rejuvenated final 20-minute frame. And it might not be your A-plus guy. I say this all the time about pitchers. If you have your A-plus stuff, it's easy to have your A-plus stuff. What happens when you have your C-plus stuff? Do you still go 6 innings? Do you have a quality start? Or do you get beat up in the third and your pitcher has to be pulled? Same applies to your goalie. If you have a weaker 40 minutes, what does your third look like? Can you get us to the promised land? Can you get us the 2 points? Can you hold your own in a shootout? Can you be good enough in 3-on-3 overtime with that much space? What do you look like? And he may have battled off some of these shots and some screens and used his waffle to kick the puck to the wall or whatever. And maybe it wasn't just as great as you wanted it to be, where, he's consuming it into his chest and he's not allowing any rebounds, and then there's an offensive zone draw and you can move on from there. You can get a line change. Maybe it wasn't as clean as you needed it to be. But what do you like when it's not your cleanest day? And he was battle tested, and I give him a lot of respect in that regards. Now, the Tippett thing you brought up, I don't know. This is just what he is, and it sucks, but this is just what he is. And there's a reason why the Panthers were like, hey, and sometimes, like you see with Zegras, you go to a new place and then you get this new sense of urgency. Well, Tippett will go through his hots, and boy, is his colds just great. It's no longer snake bitten. It's no longer he just needs more time to figure it out. I don't think that's the case. And by no means is he 30 years old. So, how old is he? Owen Tippett is, off the top of my head, maybe like 25, 26. And which is still kind of on the young-ish side. Oh, damn. Okay, 26, January 5th. It'll be 27. Yeah, see, by 27, come on, man. Guys come into this league at 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, and they're phenomenal. And I'm not telling you Owen Tippett's on the trajectory as, like these young number 1 overall picks, because that would be unfair. But by 27, you got to have more stat. We can't be saying at 27, he'll be 27 in a couple months. We can't be saying this. He can't put it together yet. Can't put it together yet. This guy's been in the league a long time now. So this is what he is. And that contract annoys me. And TK's contract, I love TK. But that was always sort of a talkable thing, is what do you do here? And I always subscribe to, you want a guy like TK, and today's, I don't know, is today the day for a TK con? Maybe every day is. Because when you talk about Zegras being sort of your star with Bobby Brink and an injured Tyson Forster, and that's really what's carrying the workload, it's just not what you ever would have imagined, We don't talk about Mitch Koff enough, and by no way is Mitch Koff getting off the hook here. I'm not blaming Rick Tocchet for Matvei Michkov. Unfortunately, you're allowing Matvei Michkov to get off the hook for how bad he treated his offseason. Sorry, you got to take it more seriously. And if he didn't take it seriously, then I have no issue with the way Tocchet is pulling certain cards. Sorry. If it's as bad as it seems to be, by no means am I just giving that guy a free pass and allowing him to run the asylum. Because here's why. And I'm a Joel Embiid fan. But I think there was a time where Joel Embiid had the Sixers by the balls and could do whatever he wanted. And I still think they're paying the price for that at some point. And I like Joel. I'm a huge fan of Joel. Unfortunately, the injuries, and it is what it is, and it's not trending well. But I'll take that talent in the NBA any day of the week. I digress. A lot of Flyers fans are not Sixers fans, and they look at what the Sixers have done and say, I never want to be like that loser organization. Embiid's a clown. He's a bum. Look what they did for him over the years. Well, you can't sit here and then say, oh, just play Matvey Michkov and allow for him to do whatever the hell he wants out there. There's got to be some sort of accountability. And if it's as bad as what is being mentioned out there publicly about the way he treated this offseason, sorry, you're not playing 20 minutes. You're playing 13, sit the fuck down, and you're playing with Dvorak. If you're as great as you are, listen, Dvorak, my other point on the Michkov thing is, look, Dvorak is an overpaid role player, but if Michkov is what he's supposed to be, you should be able to survive with a Dvorak out there. With someone like Bobby Brink, with someone like, like he's not out there playing with Delorier. Okay, he's not out there playing with those type of cats. If he's a star in this league, you're telling me he needs help? He needs help? Or he should be the one helping everybody else? Shouldn't Dvorak look better because he's playing with Michkov? Shouldn't guys play better because they're surrounded by number 39? No. This isn't where I need the best players to help out Michkov. I need Michkov to help out some of the mediocre guys, to elevate them. Right? There's got to be some of that involved. All right. It's good, Amadeo.
How the fuck did they win that game? I'm seriously asking that. How the fuck did they win that game? Because blowing a 3-0 lead and allowing them to take a 4-3 lead in the second period, you deserve to lose that fucking game. Holy goddamn shit. I've never seen, this was the epitome of just the roller coaster that is being a Flyers fan. The overly positive in the first period with how good they were playing and just crumbling everything down that was that second period, because that second period was just that fucking dreadful. Holy fucking shit. My God, that was bad. It didn't even need to get that bad, because imagine this. Before Montreal scores their boatload of goals, if Sean Couturier buries that pass from Michkov, Montreal probably doesn't come back into the game. If Dvorak buries that one-timer from Michkov, game is tied going into the end of the period of the second. Good for Grebenkin getting that his first goal there to tie the game up. That was fantastic for him. Good for him. And they somehow survived that overtime. I have no fucking clue how they survived that overtime. And seriously, who would have fucking thought? The only thing this team is elite at is fucking shootouts. And thank the Lord for Trevor Zegras, because if Trevor Zegras wasn't playing the way that he is playing, things would be way worse for this team.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. So, real quick on the Dvorak front. Call me crazy, and I probably have to go back and rewatch it. Maybe my opinion will change, but I don't think I don't look at that and say Dvorak screwed up. There are times where a nice pass is made, and I say, Dan, you got to be better there. But when you actually watch what Dvorak did, I don't think Dvorak did anything wrong. I really don't. I don't think that's what, Dvorak missed that goal. I think it was just wow, what a sick, ridiculous save. But what Dvorak did with that puck was what you're supposed to do with that puck. It's just you didn't score. But I don't look at it as Dvorak, I don't look at him and diminish him in that sequence. I'm just damn, that's insane. That's a goal you would like to score, but he didn't do anything wrong to not score. There are times where guys miss wide open nets. There's a wide open twine. You hit the far post, and now it's a breakout. What? You flub one, but did he do anything wrong? Or was it just not a goal? I don't know. Maybe that doesn't even matter to you. I don't know. Just letting you know how I feel. I'll let you know how I feel about DraftKings. Oh, my goodness gracious, do I love DraftKings. All your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. New customers bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BRODES. That's code BRODES. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass. Plus, get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Pass-through with per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Thank you guys all so much for kicking it with me. Go Fly, guys. We'll see how they do in Nashville on Thursday night. Peace.